Hi everyone, welcome to our Digit online class. This is our Tally class, day 3. In last class, I gave you the basic terms of accounting and the golden rules, and we discussed little about Tally softwares and vouchers, right? So today we will start with this one exercise, and we will try to solve it. That means how we find debit credit of journal entries, how we find their ledgers, and how to pass a journal entry. Okay, so this is one exercise. I will give you in document format also, whatever. That means I'm going to show you this question and answer, but you have to understand. That's why I'm going to give you the explanation. Okay, so this is one exercise. We have to generalize the following transactions. We have total 17 transactions here, and I will explain you how to find out their ledgers and how to find their debit credit. Okay, so you see, first transaction, this one, commence business with cash rupees 1 lakh, right? So when a businessman started his business with maybe sometime cash, or maybe with some other assets also, maybe sometime with furniture or building, whatever, that means he invested towards his business, then we maintain that businessman account as capital in our book of accounts, right? So we'll have to understand here, though the word capital is not mentioned when it's a common business with cash rupees 1 lakh, then who has commenced it? Okay, that the businessman only. So businessman account we will create here as capital. So in this table you can see the ledger, what ledgers are involved here. This is ledgers, capital account, you can say it capital account. Okay, and other, you see in double entry system at least 2 ledgers will be there. If one is capital, the other is cash. Okay, sometimes it may be more than 2 also. Like if the businessman has started business with cash rupees 1 lakh, with say furniture rupees 15,000, then the furniture account also will be involved in this transaction. But as in this case furniture is not there, only 2 ledger will be there, one is capital and one is cash. And if you remember, I told you this cash ledger by default we find there in Tally software. We don't create, we need not to create any ledger twice. Okay, only once we will create. Okay, at the time of showing you the practical in Tally, I will show you how to create these ledgers also, but right now you just see that how to find debit credit. So first of all, what you'll have to do, from that the transaction, you find out the ledger name, and then you find their type of account. The type of account also already I have given, right? So capital is a personal account. You see, this is the account of the businessman. This capital account is the account of the businessman. So this is a personal account. And cash, that's a real account. You remember cash real account because it's a assets type, right? So next, after finding their type, we will apply the rules. Okay, these are the principles. Then rule C, for personal account we check that whether it's a receiver or giver, because if it is receiver, then rule says that it should be debited, and if it is giver, then rule says that it should be credited, right? Likely for real account, what we check, debit what comes in, credit what goes out. So here we will see whether it's a comes in or goes out. Now you see the businessman who started his business, and you remember that we always see our business from the business point of view, not from the businessman's point of view. So from business point of view, if you see that, then businessman is the giver, he is giving the money to start the business, so he will be a giver here. This capital account will be giver, and real account, this cash is comes in, because from business point of view, you see businessman has given the money and it is coming to our business, so it will be comes in. In principle we will find it as comes in, and as per the rule, giver will be credit, you see, and comes in will be debit. That's how the means one ledger become debit or credit. Now you can find here capital account is credit and cash account is debit, and amount is, it's all equal, 1 lakh 1 lakh in both this 1 lakh, 1 lakh. And after that, once you got it that ledger is debit or credit, then you can go for journal entry, you see. And journal entry format also I have given you. Here we will write the date and particulars and ledger folio and debit amount, credit amount, right? And cash account debit we write in this manner, you see, in a proper journal. This is what I'm showing you. Only we are finding that debit, credit, and this will be actually this we don't write in our note. Okay, we only prepare the journal. This must happen in your mind only. Just for your understanding, I am showing you it like this. Otherwise, this is not necessary to make. Okay, and for this exercise only, I am going to show you this. From the next exercise, whatever we will do, we will directly try to find the journal. That means even we can directly go to past entry in Tally also. It's depend on you. We will see that if you can solve problem directly in Tally, then we can skip this part. But before that, understanding is must. You must understand how to become one ledger debit credit. So this is the format of journal. This way only we make. Like cash account debit, that means always we write the debit element first and then we write the credit element. And here actually in brief we write the narration. Like here we can write it like being start of BUSINESS, being start of business. This much is also enough simply to mean that what is exactly happening in that transaction. We write this narration. Okay, this one is called narration. So this is proper format, and this one what I'm showing you and what I'm going to show you is how to find debit credit. So after that, this voucher, this is purely for Tally purpose. Actually in Tally, when we'll go to pass this entry, then we'll have to select here this receive voucher, and key for receive voucher is F6. From keyboard we'll have to press this F6 button to bring this receive voucher on the screen. Okay, so this is F6. Likely go to the second question. You see, deposit into the bank. So if you deposit money into the bank, then what ledgers are involved here? So one is bank, and one here you see, though it's not mentioned the word cash, you have to understand here cash is involved here, because when you are depositing money into the bank, that the cash only you are depositing, right? So that will affect in your cash account and bank account. So from the transaction, first you find out whether ledgers are involved, and after that you find their types. Okay, bank account is personal account, cash account is real account, and then the principal here you see for personal account, bank is receiving the money, so they will be receiver because we are depositing into the money, means bank is receiving the money, and cash is goes out. We are going to deposit it. Cash is going out from your business, so it goes out. And so rule says that for receiver that will be debit, and for giver that will be credit, right? So amount will be 50,000, 15,000, and voucher here what we use to pass this entry is Contra F4, right? Okay, next third number transaction, bought office furniture 3,000. So here furniture is one account, okay, and bought furniture rupees 3,000. By paying cash only you will bring it, okay, because this is not a credit transaction, party name is not mentioned. So the ledger will be furniture and cash. Furniture is real account, cash also real account, and furniture it comes in, you are buying it, so it's coming into our business, and cash is going out. So coming will be debit, going will be credit. So here is the final financial account debit to cash account. Amount is 3,000, and voucher will be payment. And for payment you have to press F5 from your keyboard to bring that voucher on screen. And next is you see sold goods for cash rupees 2,500. So here the ledgers are, one is cash and one is sales. And you remember the ledger name already I told you there is some standard of making ledger. We cannot make a ledger name as sold, okay? For selling purpose, the ledger what involved is sales account only. So we will create here sales account and cash account, and cash account is real, sales account is nominal. And here you see when we are selling, then cash will come in, and sales is our income. So income rule says that nominal account rules, income is credit and expenditure is debit. So income will be credited and comes in will be debited. So 2,500. This is sales voucher. To pass this entry we'll have to select, and this is F8. Okay, when we press F8 from keyboard, then this cell voucher will appear. The next is this 3000, right? Is sales is number 4. Okay, sales is this. Next is purchase goods from Mr. X on credit. This time it's credit, so one will be purchase account and one will be Mr. X account. Okay, so these two ledger will involve in this transaction. So one is Mr. X and one is purchase, and Mr. X will be personal and purchase will be nominal. And Mr. X, we bought from him, so he is the giver. And expenses, purchasing means we are spending money, right? That means we are spending, so it will be expenses. Rule says that expenses should be debited and giver will be credited. 2000 to 2000, and voucher here will be F9. And if you make a journal entry for this, you know how to make this. Always that means in typical style, always we write the debit element first. So purchase account will be debited to Mr. X account. That will be the journal. And in narration we can write being goods purchased on credit from Mr. X, right? So okay, number 6, you see sold goods to Mr. Y on credit 3000. So here the ledger will be one Mr. Y, and here it's sales. Okay, Mr. Y and sales. So Mr. Y is personal, he is the receiver, and the sale is nominal, it's income, so income will be credit and receiver will be debit. And it's is it 3000 or 30,000? Okay, it's 3000. I think it's 3000. Okay, so voucher will be sales, it's F8. Okay, next number 7, receive cash from Mr. Y on account rupees 2000. Okay, so here cash received from Mr. Y. So one ledger will be cash and one ledger will be Y. Okay, and you remember one thing, that once we find that cash is real, that will be always real. It never change. And Mr. Y, suppose is personal, we know that for person it will be personal, then it will always be personal. So here no changes you find for the same ledger. Okay, so it's very simple only, but the principle you will have to check, because it may change. Sometime cash maybe sometime comes in or goes out. So in this case, you see Mr. Y, if he is paying the money, then in our business point of view the cash comes in. Okay, and Mr. Y is the giver. So that principle you will have to check properly. This will remain same. Okay, and next here rule says that for comes in it will be debit, for giver it will be credit. So 4000, right? Is it 4000? Which one? You see this number 7, it's 2000, right? So maybe it's a typing mistake. 2000 receive, and receive voucher is F6. Okay, next is Mr. X and Mr. This one, number 8, paid cash to Mr. X 1000. So number 8, you see Mr. X and cash. Okay, so here all you can do this, you see it's not necessary actually, but you can make it like cash account and bank account and furniture account. You can do it like this if you want. Okay, at the time of creating also you can make it, but this is not mandatory. Name you can keep it without writing this account also, or if you write also, then also it looks good. Okay, but that's not mandatory. So Mr. X and cash, here you see Mr. X is personal, cash is real. We are giving cash to Mr. X, so Mr. X will be receiver and cash is going out from our business, so receiver will be debit and cash goes, that's why it will be credit. And amount is, I think it's 1000. No, number 8 is 1000. So here another printing mistake, number 8 is 1000 and 1000, and then here it will be F5 for payment. Next, number 9 is this, receive commission rupees 50. Receive commission rupees 50. Okay, here also printing mistake. And next is 100. Is this correct? 100 and then 1000. Okay, from here is correct, so it will be 50 only. Let me make it correct. 50 and 50. But later you see this for number 9, receive commission rupees 50, then commission account and cash account. Okay, commission means you are earning this commission, so it will be nominal account and income will be credit. Okay, as per the rule, income should be credited, and cash, this is you are earning, so this comes in. Okay, real account, we know that already. I told you it never changes. Cash is real means it's always real, and incoming will be debit, so 50-50. And receive voucher, to pass this entry in Tally we have to select receive voucher, so it will be F6. Okay, then number 9, after number 9 it will be 10. You see, receive interest on bank deposit is 100. So here you see number 10, interest account, okay, and bank account. So interest will be nominal account, and this is our income, so that will be credited, and bank is personal, they are the receiver. Okay, so cash account, voucher will be received. For bank and cash, remember, for both bank and cash it will be receive or payment, or contra also sometime if we are depositing or withdrawing money. Okay, that means it doesn't mean that receive is only for cash, but for bank also. So receive, the voucher will be F6. Next is contra entry. You see, depositing into the bank. So when we deposit, the ledger involved here, bank and cash. Okay, so bank and cash will involve. Bank account is personal account, cash is real account. So here receiver, you see, bank is the receiver because we are depositing and cash is going out, so receiver will be debit, goes out will be credit, and 1000 contra voucher will have to use, and the key to press for contra voucher is F4. And next number is paid for advertisement. Okay, this is one expenditure. Okay, advertisement account is a nominal account, so expenses, and rule says that for expenses it will be debited, and amount is 500, and we are paying it cash. Okay, to meet that expenditure, advertisement expenditure. So cash is real and it goes out, so that will be credited, and voucher will be payment F5. Okay, so next is purchase account. Okay, number 13. Okay, this one, you see, purchase account, purchase goods for cash rupees 800. So purchase account will be there and cash account will be there. Okay, and amount is 800. See this, purchase and cash. Purchase is nominal, is expenses. Already we explained, no, it never changes. Once you know it, the purchase is nominal, is expenses, so it will be always same, right? So purchase account, expenses, debit 800, cash is real, it goes out. You are buying goods means you have to pay the money, it will go up from your business, so it will go out and it will be credit 800. Purchase voucher you'll have to use, and this F9 you have to press for bringing that purchase voucher on screen. Okay, next is number 14. Number 14, sold good for cash rupees 1500. Okay, next number 14, it will be sales account and cash accounts. This also all same. Already we have done the sales entry. So sales is nominal, is income, then it will be credited 1500, and cash is real income 1500. Okay, sales voucher, and the key we have to press is F8. And next number 15. So 15, paid salary by check. Okay, if we are paying by check, no, then it will be not cash account, it will be bank account. Okay, bank will involve here because the payment will be made from the bank only. Bank will be the payer. Okay, they will pay it, giver. And salary is an expenditure. Okay, you are paying money to your employee. So here you see one ledger will be salary. This salary account we create, right? It's a nominal account. Expenses, and expenses we know that it debit, and bank account personal, they will be giver because that salary amount will be paid by the bank only, so they will pay the money, they will be the giver. So payment, it's F5, right? Next is purchase return. Okay, this time you see it. little exceptional entry. If any return occur, okay, we return goods rupees 500 to Mr. X. Okay, we bought from Mr. X goods, okay, and that we are returning. Maybe some defect goods we received. So for any reason, if we are returning, then we need to create here one ledger name, purchase return. Actually, we can write it in same line. That will be better if we can write it return. Okay, let's make it little smaller. Okay, purchase return, or we can do it little bigger. This one column we can make it little bigger. Let's see how we can do it. Purchase return. Okay, this one, purchase return account, and that is nominal account as it is like purchase account. See, purchase return, nominal account, that is income. Now why? Because if purchase return is happening, no, then you will, that means receive money. You are returning the good. No, before when you are buying it, that time you paying money to buy that. But if you are returning, then again that money will come to you, right? That means it's a kind of income. You can actually, it's a kind of adjustment entry. But even though our assumption should be that we must understand, if we are making return, then we are not spending anymore. It's a kind of income only. In return, we are not spending. Okay, we are returning our purchase good. Already we purchased, that time we spend, we are returning it, so our expenditure will be minimized. Okay, this is an adjustment entry. So here we can write is purchase return means income. So rule says that for income it should be credited, amount is 500, and here Mr. X, he is this time receiver. You see, we are that means returning good to Mr. X. We bought it from Mr. X, now we are returning it to Mr. X. So he will be the receiver. So receiver will be debit, amount 500, and this purchase voucher will be purchased. Actually we here use not purchase return voucher, actually it's debit note. Okay, or we can use journal also, debit note, or if we don't make it specific, then we can use this journal. So debit note is the proper voucher for passing this entry. Shortcut for this is control CTRL plus F9. Okay, this button we have to press to bring this on screen. And the last one, this Mr. Y return goods rupees 600 to us. Okay, Mr. Y return goods. So Mr. Y, that means whom we sold before, okay, they only returning us this goods of worth rupees 600. So for this, you see, this sales return account we will create. Okay, this is also nominal account, and this time that will be expense, because it's quite like opposite of this purchase return. You see, at the time of selling we are earning money, right? That was kind of income, and now if they are returning, then that will be like expenditure. Again we have to return the money what we earn, right? At the time of selling we earn something, and if we are returning this item, then again we have to pay the money to the customer again. So it's a kind of though adjustment entry. So we will treat the expenses to find this, you see, to match with the rule. So expenses rule says that is debit 600, and Mr. Y, he is the customer, right? So his personal account, and he is giver. This time he is returning it. Okay, we are receiving that returning goods from Mr. Y. So as he is giver, so account will be credited, amount will be 600, and this will be credit note. Okay, this will be credit note, this will be CREDIT, credit note. And what button we have to press here? Control plus F8. Okay, so this is the way we find debit credit of any transaction, and these are just for our narration, okay, for our calculation. Rough page only we will do this part. Actually, that should all we do in our mind. This is the second portion. This one is only the journal. Okay, after finding this, we prepare our journal. This is the official record. This is not, okay, formal journal is this one, and I'm showing you this only to understand, and that next time when we get any transaction, you should able to find their debit, credit and their ledger accounts. If you go through it, then easily you will understand if any transaction occur, what are the ledger involved there, how to find it, and how to find their debit, credit. Okay, so today in our class, live class, we will discuss this much only. You go through it, okay, first, and if you have any question, then in live session we can discuss it. Okay, then see you in live session. I'm winding up the video here. Okay, stay home, stay safe. Okay, enjoy your vacations.